Hi, thank you for joining me for this review of this Flyster X8 Skyhunter foldable quadcopter drone supplied courtesy of Gearbest. So I'll show you the box in case you're thinking of getting it for a gift for someone. It comes in this nice, good, strong, good quality feeling box. If we look inside, it looks very impressive, very nice with the sponge and the black. And we have a look here. This is the foldable quadcopter. Okay. So this comes in two versions. You can get one with a camera and one without a camera, but they're both ready to fly versions. This one does not come with the camera, and the one that comes with the camera, it comes with a 0.3 MP Wi-Fi camera. So to unfold the arms, fold it out like this, and it actually looks quite big once you fold the arms out, but a nice finish, looks very impressive in this gloss black. There's ventilation above the ESCs here, which is good. Now these arms fold out and hold in position quite well. There's a lot of resistance, so if it hits against something, it won't give too easily, but it won't be too stubborn either. So really good, strong sort of lock on the arms, which is good for a folding quadcopter, still with enough flexibility. Okay. So the camera version, this is where the camera would be, or the camera lens would be, and an SD card would go into here. And have a look at this. The landing gear just folds out. So that's quite new and innovative and quite nice for a portable folding drone. So we'll leave that out like that for now. It comes with these new sort of style propellers, quite flexible but firm enough, and you know, if it hits against anything, should give way rather than break, so should be quite durable. And to remove a propeller, there's just a screw on the top of each one. Underneath here we look as though we've got bright green LEDs at the front and bright red LEDs at the back. We have an on-off button here, quite a big on-off button, so that's in the off position. Then this is the battery bay, which has a latch that needs to be opened, and then we can access the battery bay. And this is the battery with a 2-pin low-C connection, and this comes with a 3.7 volt 650 mAh battery, which should be good for a flying time of about 8 minutes. And let's just see what capacity it's coming at. They come in at 85%, so always good to charge it up to full capacity before you go flying. And then the low-C connection fits in at the bottom here, so let's just see whether that's going to be easy or not. yes, if you get it the right way around, it does slots in there quite easily. And then this just folds in over here. Let's see if we can tuck it away and then just latch it up again. Okay, if we turn it on, there we go. The LEDs look quite bright and should be quite good in the dark, and we'll see during the daytime how good it is for orientation too. Otherwise, no other lights on it, so we'll turn that off for now. Then this radio control TX really has got a nice finish on it. It's not even a rubber, it's really just got a nice feel and look to it. We've got an LED screen here. Now for this you need to supply your own 2 AA batteries, which just go in the back here, and then this clips on over there. So let's just power it on, and we can see we've got the power button flashing and 050 on the then 050, 100% acceleration, 50% acceleration, low acceleration, left, right. Then in the box we get a full set of spare propellers, which is good, but these should be quite durable, but it's always good to have spare propellers. Then we get the battery charging cable, where the 2-pin low-C plugs into there, the USB plugs into USB power source to charge up the battery, and we get a star Phillips screwdriver, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 spare screws. So these screws are probably for the propellers as well, in case you lose screws. So to have 8 spare screws is very good and very nice. And we also get an operation manual, good quality paper, nice booklet, quite legible, good illustrations, gives you the details we need. Automatic takeoff and landing, emergency stop, direction and control during flight, and then for the camera version the buttons there. Doesn't say too much about the Wi-Fi. It's a very small section, but maybe the one that comes with the camera might have more on that. Headless mode and 1 key return, and the second half of it is in Chinese. So let's just get this box out of the way here. Now if we have a closer look at the radio control transmitter, there's two different, there's sort of 2 levers on the back here, and the lever on the left here is your automatic takeoff. You just hold it for a second and you pull this down for automatic land. This button on the left here is to adjust your speeds, so 1, 2, 3 speeds, and this button over here is to turn the lights of the quad on or off. Headless mode, you need to press down on the throttle lever, and return you need to press down on the rudder lever. Then for the camera one, these 2 buttons are for the camera version, and these are trim buttons here, and these are also trim buttons here. This also has an emergency stop. An emergency stop, you actually pull down on both these levers for emergency stop. Okay. So let's turn the quad on. Then turn the TX back on. To bind, we need to put the throttle lever up and down, and then that is it bound. And then to calibrate, put it into top speed, pull both levers down and inwards, the lights flash and then go solid, and then that is it calibrated. Put it back to low speed. Then to arm the motors, we pull both levers down and outwards, and the motors start. And to stop the motors, we also pull them down and out. Okay, so let's start up the motors and see if this has a fail-safe. Now the range on this is 50 meters to 100 meters, and if you've got the camera version, the FPV range should be about 50 meters. So let's start up the motors. Then turn the controller off. 1001, 1002, 1003. So in about 3 seconds, the motors will power down. If it goes out of range, can we rebound with it if we get clicked back and it's got sufficient battery? Yes, we can. So we can always start it up again to help find it if we can't see it. So let's do a little indoor flight and see how it flies indoors. See what the lights look like in the dark. And then do a flight outdoors and also see how long the battery lasts. All set to go, so let's do an auto takeoff. Okay, so quite a speedy little takeoff. Now it also has altitude hold, holding altitude very well. So very nice. Sounds quite smooth. That's the yaw. So not a very fast yaw in the low rate. Okay, so really quite stable and quite good. Let's see what the lights look like. Okay, it's not completely dark, but as you can see the lights look quite bright. So it should be good for orientation. So it flies quite nicely indoors, looks quite good, should be quite bright. Okay, let's go auto land. And that is auto landed. And let's see how the Flyster X8 Skyhunter flies. I'm all ready to go. Gonna time the flight, start the clock, let's take off. Okay, so this is auto takeoff in the low rate. Right, altitude hold. Actually managing the wind quite well in low rate. So this isn't the camera version, so we're not recording video. We just want to see how stable and steady the flight is. Take it up a bit more. Okay, put it up a rate. Okay, this is the medium rate. This is the yaw in the medium rate. Bring it back up against the wind. It's managing the wind very well. Put it into the high rate. Good. Yeah, definitely much better. This is the yaw, very fast in the high rate. Performs nicely in the high rates. Managing the wind very well. controller feels nice, the sticks are very responsive. Bring it down in altitude. Keep it at this altitude for now. Holds altitude very well. Sounds very nice. Okay, have I got the lights on? Let me switch the lights on. Okay, the lights are on now, but not very easy to see the lights in daylight. They're a bit faint. I would have thought they would have been brighter in daylight. But look at how steady it's holding. And there's a bit of a breeze as well. So really quite steady, holds quite well. Very nice. Pick it up. Really funnels nicely. Very responsive. Okay, so we're going to keep it going in the high rate, see how much flight time we're going to get. Been going 3 minutes now. Really manages nicely, it goes well. I'm not going to try the headless mode, not much point in it. It's always good to keep orientation and fly nicely. One key return doesn't usually work well on most quads, so not much point in that really. Main thing is we want to see how nicely it flies, how responsive it is, how steady it can maintain altitude with the altitude hold. And this is doing really well and flies very nicely. I would think with the camera version shouldn't get too much jello because it really does look quite stable. In the air, you know, if you're not maneuvering it around too much. The lights are a bit difficult to see, I can barely see them, but they're still solid. Seems to be losing a bit of power now. How many minutes are we? We're on 6 minutes. That's it. Okay, hold, stop the clock. I think I stopped the clock, so it might be a bit longer. We'll see on the video what the flight time is. Very impressed with the way it manages the breeze, the responsiveness to the controller, holds altitude really nicely. Really nice quad to fly. Thanks for joining me. Cheerio.